YouTube, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, it's very nice to meet you. In this video I'll be talking about highlighters and blushes. Basically I'm going to let you know how to choose the color of the highlighter or the blush you want to wear according to your skin color or maybe the type and the colors of eyeshadows that you have on your eyes. So if you like the concept of this video, please stay tuned with me until the very end. Don't forget to give me a very big thumbs up. Please subscribe yourself to my channel, share this video and drop me a comment. Okay guys, so first I will show you the type of highlighters and blush that I have. I will show you the colors, the brands, the type, everything I'm going to show you along with the brushes. Then I'm going to let you know my humble advice on how to choose the blush or the highlighter you want to wear. So first thing first, I will start with my blusher. I think I have less blush than highlighters. And I will start with my very old blush. This one is by Ascot, London. The color was written somewhere here, but it's completely scratched off. And this is somehow some kind of peachy, brownish, not brownish, but peachy, reddish, rusty color. Yeah, I would say rusty. Then my second oldest blush is still by Ascot Cosmetic, and the color is written right here. This is in the shade Plum Sugar, and this is a very beautiful purple blush. I love this color so much. That's why I cannot get rid of this blush no matter how old it is. And next I will be showing you the brand Signature. I have a lot of Miss Signature product, and you can see here this is a blusher in the shade Bronze Ginger. Bronze Ginger looks a lot like this color here by Ascot Cosmetic. I'm going to try to retrieve the name of this blusher so that I can share it with you. My next Miss Signature blusher is this one, and this one is in the shade Raisin. Raisin looks a bit mauve, like a dark reddish brown shade. It's also a very beautiful color for black skin women. And my last shade by Signature is this blusher called Dusty Rose. This is a very light, very soft pink, you know, pink blush. Sometimes when you apply it on your skin, you actually feel like you're not having any blush. It's very light, it's very soft. The last brand of blushes I will be sharing with you today is the Miss Claire blusher. They only come in numbers, and this one is the number 06, and this is a very soft light pink shade. You have to apply many layers because this baby can actually show on your face. My second blusher by Miss Signature is this reddish color. I know it looks a bit purplish, but it's very red when you put it on your skin. This is the number 14, and it's very intense. So when you're applying such a color, you have to be very careful because Miss Claire is very pigmented. Then my last blusher by Miss Signature is this beautiful dark brown blusher in the shade 16. This is so pigmented and so dark that it actually looks like a contour. So when I apply this, I don't apply any more contour. I'll just apply this and straight with my highlighter. So guys, this is it for my blusher. Next, on to the highlighters. First I'll be starting with the Mars Cosmetic highlighter. I have 4 highlighters that looks like this in a small pot, and this is in the shade 02 Lucky. This is a very light pink shade, and this is how they open. You just have to twist the cap, and this is what it looks like. It has this very light fragrance. It feels like it's a powder or a skin lotion, I don't know. And the second shade I'll be showing you now, it's the 04 Stronger, and this is goldish brownish kind of copper color. It's very beautiful, whether you are black, Indian, white, or I don't know. It's very beautiful for the skin. And you know, black skin women, we are very lucky with our skin color because most of the makeup colors look nice on us. And this one here is the shade 4 You, and this is one of my favorite from Mars Cosmetic. It's a light purple color blusher. I have a tutorial where I'm applying this. I am so much in love with this color. And the last one is Private Show. I don't think I ever used this Private Show. No, I never used it. I hope you can see that it has never been swatched, but I think this is some sort of light purple and light brown shade mixed together. So on to the next type of mask highlighter I wanted to show you. This is a palette by Mice Cosmetic and it's been called I Belong in Your Purse Cheek Palette. And this is a cheek palette because it has 3 different types of products. Here we have a blush, here we have a contour, and here we have a highlighter. This is perfect for traveling, or maybe if you don't want to buy a lot of product, or maybe you're very low on your budget and you just want one palette to do the whole thing for your face. And this is the palette 01. They have 3 palettes like this. Now on to the next brand. I'll be showing you the Swiss Beauty Brick Highlighter palette. I think you may have seen this palette in my previous tutorials, and this one is in the shade 01. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different colors. They are so beautiful. You can just choose one from the palette, or maybe you can just swipe through all 5 colors to highlight your face. And the next one I'll be showing you is a baked blusher and highlighter. That means this is a 2-in-1 product. This is the palette 02, and you can use this as your blush and your highlighter at the same time. So if you don't have enough money to buy highlighters and blusher, or if you don't want to spend all your time buying a lot of makeup, or maybe if you're traveling, you can just travel around with one palette like this and it will play the role of blusher and highlighter at the same time. And at last I have this other baked blusher and highlighter, and this one is in the shade 01. Look at the beautiful colors. It's also a 2-in-1 product. Oh, and I forgot to show you this one. This is the Swiss Beauty Professional Blusher in the shade 04. I know it says blusher, but I use it as an highlighter. You can see that it's nothing but a bright shimmery product, so there's no way I'll be using this as a blusher. And finally, my last brand of the day is Swatches Beauty. Guys, don't be confused. This is Swatches Beauty and this is Swiss Beauty. Don't worry, I'll be naming down below all my products along with the prices, the website where you can actually find them. So back to Swatches Beauty. This is the Shine Wet Glow Highlighter palette. It's a mini palette like the Mice Cosmetic I Belong to Your Purse. That means you can travel around with it. And this comes with 4 different shades. We have Hustle, Finest, Extra as Fuck, and Clapback. Look at these beautiful colors, so pigmented. They're actually so creamy, so muddy that you have to be very careful, but when applying this, it's very pigmented and a bit difficult to blend. And on to the last palette I want to show you. This is my first highlighter palette and it's being called the Glow Gams palette, still by Swatches Beauty. And this palette contains 6 different shades of highlighter. They are round, they are large, big in size, and this one right here in the middle, it's a creamy gold highlighter, and this one right here is a dark brown highlighter. It's my favorite. I use it most of the time whenever I'm using this palette. I never tried this shade before, but I'm very sure it's pretty. So guys, now that you have seen all the highlighters and the blush that I have, let me show you how to use them and how to choose them over your skin color and maybe your eyeshadows. Also, I will be demonstrating how to apply them with few brushes so that you can also know which brushes to use whenever you're doing your highlighter or your blusher. Okay guys, to make this easy for you to understand, you have to know something. First of all, if I'm not wearing any eyeshadows or if I'm wearing something brown, I would definitely go ahead and wear something gold like this. You know, this is a very standard color for all the skin colors out there. I think the blushes story started with gold highlighters, so I think if you want to buy highlighter, you must first go ahead and grab a goldish color so that you are sure that whatever makeup that you're doing, or if you're not wearing any makeup, definitely you'll be able to wear your gold highlighter. And sorry, I forgot to show you this one. This is the Miss Signature Bronzer. You might be wondering what is the difference between a bronzer and a highlighter. Honestly, I don't know what is the difference, but as long as both of them are shining, I use them as highlighter. So like I was telling you, this one right here are standard color, so you all need a goldish, you know, bronzy highlighter. Look at this color here that looks a bit orangish. We all need such colors. So if you don't want to buy purple, yellow, brown and pink highlighters, I highly recommend you go for a gold highlight color. For you to understand better, I'll be using my Hilary Roda palette called this is 02 palette, and it has 16 eyeshadow, and I'm going to use it as a reference to show you how to choose your highlighters and your blusher. So first thing first, if I'm wearing such a color like this red, mauve, rusty shades as an eyeshadow, I'll be going for such a color of blusher. This is my red blusher by Miss Signature, or maybe I'll be going for such a color like this one as my blusher and my highlighter. And if I'm wearing such a color like this pink shade right next to my red shade, I'll be going ahead to wear such a blusher. This is a very light pink blusher, and for my highlighter I'll be going with such a color like this light pink highlighter. Another option, if I'm wearing a purple shade like this one, or maybe this one, or maybe this other purple shade, then definitely I'll be going for such a purple highlighter, and for my blusher I'll be going for a color like this. So I just want to try to make all my colors come together so that I don't have purple, green, gold, brown all over my face. I don't want to look like a clown. So I think it's better to match your eyeshadow with your blusher and your highlighter. Another example, if I'm having such a color, this is a beautiful metallic kind of orangish color, then definitely I'll go ahead with such color of a blusher. Or maybe if I have the option of from Ascot Cosmetic, I'll be using such a color. And for my highlighter, I'll be using this color right here, which is like a salmon color. And if I have to use my bronzer from Miss Signature, I will try to use such a color like this shade in the middle. So now that means you can actually guess that if you're using a brown eyeshadow or maybe a gold eyeshadow like this one, then you can definitely go ahead and use this color as your highlighter, or maybe use this brick to highlight your face. And also you can use such a blusher to blush and contour your face at the same time. So guys, I will be demonstrating you how to apply your highlighter and your blusher. Then I will also show you the type of brushes that you need to do so. First of all, for your highlighters, you might use such brushes. These are fan brushes. I love them when they are large and fluffy enough, because I like wearing my highlight from here to here. I like when the line is very long. And if you want to go light on your highlighter, then you can use a smaller fan brush. So another option to wear your highlighter, you can wear such a brush. This is a mini highlighter brush. I know it looks like a blush brush, but it's not a blush brush. And also you can use such a brush. This is a setting brush from Real Techniques, but you can also use it to, you know, just sprinkle your highlighters on the parts where you want to highlight your face. And if you want to highlight your nose, you can use a smaller brush like this one. I forgot the name of the brand. So you can just go lightly on the bridge of your nose and the tip of your nose. And if you need a smaller brush for the tip of your nose, then you can use a pencil brush like this one and just, you know, highlight right here. Or if you want to highlight the inner corner parts of your eyes, you can definitely use such a brush to highlight the inner corner of your eyes. Onto the blush brush. Blush brush are a bit oval and round like powder brush, but they are not the same. So this is the Real Techniques blusher brush, and this one right here has no name, but as you can see, the shapes are a bit more or less the same. So this is what you use to blush yourself. And I have a smaller brush here. This is from the Duke purple set, and this is what it looks like if you want to be light or a bit careful about the way you are blushing yourself. And also I have this mini kabuki brush by Color Cosmetic that you can also go ahead and use to blush yourself. So to demonstrate today, I'll be using the Miss Claire blusher in the shade 16. I told you that this is dark enough to play the role of your contour and your blusher together. Then I'll go ahead and use my Glow Gums palette, and I'll be using this first shade right here to demonstrate what I've been talking about. And also I can actually try to apply another color of blusher on top of the brown blusher just to show you how to use everything together. So if you are ready, let's go. This is the blusher by Miss Claire in the shade 16. I hope you can see how dark this blusher looks like, and right now I'm going to use it. And for that, I'll be using my No Name blusher brush. So I will just dab the blush, you know, in the product and get a heavy amount. Then I have to smile. Then I have to smile to bring out the shape of my cheekbone like this to make this apple come out. Then I'm just going to rub the product on top. And like I told you, this is dark enough to be used as a contour, so I will just go ahead and contour my face. You have to be very careful when using Miss Claire blushes. They are very pigmented, so you have to take your time to blend it a little bit so that it doesn't look too ash. Now that my face is blush and contour at the same time, now I'll be using the Glow Gums palette by Swatches Beauty, and I will take this shade right here, and I will grab my favorite large fan brush. I'll just take a generous amount of the product right here, not on the whole brush, at the tip of the brush. Then again, I will be smiling like a fool and just rubbing the product on my cheekbone. Then if you feel like you have too much highlighter, you can just turn the brush around and use it to blend and remove the excess of product. But you know, the funny thing with me is that I don't mind having a lot of highlighter. I love highlighters so much. Now I'll be showing you how to use this other brush to highlight your face. It's very important that I demonstrate everything that I've been talking about, and still I'll be using the same shade, you know, and grabbing a generous amount. Then from here I'll be, you know, blending it here on my apple cheeks and going upward. You see that the way of applying is a bit different. This one is slimmer and this one is a bit thicker. So if I have to fix it, then I'll just go ahead and use it right here. Then now, if you feel like you have too much of it, just take it off with your fingers. And for my nose, I'll be using this smaller brush, but I will be changing the type of highlighter that I'm using, and I'll be using the Miss Signature bronzer. And this time I'll be using this third shade right here, which looks a bit like the brown shade I have on my face right now. So I will just be digging the tip of the brush right inside the product like this. Then I will slightly drop it on my nose. You might want to wear it on the center of the bridge of your nose. Then now I'll be using the flat side of the brush so that I can mix the highlight that I have right here, drag it down so that it can actually meet the one that I have on the bridge of my nose. Then I'll go ahead and blend and dispatch the product on my forehead. It doesn't have to show that much because we don't want to look crazy. Now for the tip of my nose, I'll be using this small pencil brush, and I'll be using the same shade obviously from the Miss Signature bronzer. I'll just get a little bit of it and I'll just drop it right here. You can also blend it with your finger if you have too much of it. Okay, now for my chin, I'll be using my setting brush by Real Techniques. Guys, I'm just trying to show you how to use all the type and all the shapes of the brush that you have to highlight your face. Then you have to move your lip up like this. If you are the type of person who likes wearing highlighter right here on top of your lipstick or maybe on top of anything, then you can go back with your pencil brush and apply it. And let me change the type of highlighters I'm using. Now I'm using the Big Blush and Highlighter by Swiss Beauty, and I will get this color right here so that it will try to match the other colors I have on my face so far. And guys, don't forget that after applying your contour, your blusher and your highlighter, you have to set your face with some setting powder so that it's going to blend and set everything that you have on your face so far. So I'm just going to grab my face powder with this no name powder and I'll be blending all the products, and it's also going to tone down the intensity of your contour, your blusher, your highlighter, so that you don't look too crazy. Okay guys, so let me try to apply another blusher. Let's pretend that the Miss Claire blusher I used was a contour, and then I'll be using this one right here in the shade 14, which is the red blusher. And to apply this, I'll be using my mini kabuki blusher brush by Color Cosmetic, and I will apply this right on top of my highlighter. You see how pigmented this is? Like guys, I warned you at the beginning of this video. So guys, this is what we are standing with. So remember that it's best for us to match our eyeshadows with our highlighter, blusher, and obviously the contour is always going to be in a brown shade. And if you're not wearing any eyeshadow like me right now, you can just go ahead and use any blusher, any highlighter, but please make sure that your blusher matches your highlighter, or maybe the color are not contrasting each other. So that was it for today's tutorial. I hope you learned something and I hope you love this tutorial. Please do let me know in the comments what you think, and please share with me the kind of highlighters and blusher that you have. Also share your techniques and your tips, tricks with me so that I can also learn from you. Thank you guys so much for watching this, and I will see you again in my next tutorial.